All right, hello. It's 11:30. It's April 10th, and welcome to the weather update on another mostly sunny, clear day. Warmer than yesterday, but as you can see, no clouds to speak of at all. Barely any across the entire area today. So very, very nice. And of course, I did get to see some more of pines today. And not on Long Island, however. One was in New Jersey because I wanted to go somewhere where the pines are respected. And so I got to enjoy some of that. And yeah, went to check out a nice lake as well. So very, very beautiful day today across the area, although it was above normal, and we will get to that. Let's go to the current temperatures outside right now, and you can see generally 46 degrees at Islip, 49 in Lakehurst. Of course, here in the alley out there, yeah, that kind of actually reminds me of something here. Just give me a second. So I'm bringing up the alley because I actually had to put my air conditioner on tonight. I know some of you will be laughing about that, but here in the alley, it's like in the upper mid to upper 50s. You can see temperatures elsewhere have dropped into the mid 40s, but still, it was enough to open the window because it was hot in here because it's always hot in here, even though my window is wide open. And I put the fan to suck the air out, and one of my neighbors has an illegal washer dryer hookup in their home, and it vents into the alley, so I get to breathe in all the lovely exhaust gases from their machines, and this is what it does to the air quality. So yeah, it's just another wonderful thing here. You can see elevated formaldehyde and elevated carbon dioxide as well. Not good. Not good at all. But that is why. Well, I'm not going to get into it in this weather update, but I had to put the air conditioner on because I had to close the windows, and that was the only other way to cool it off. So anyway, you can see temperatures are dropping outside right now. Looks like we are seeing some, not quite as much radiational cooling as we saw this morning. Looking at Islip right now, it's 46 degrees, south-southwest wind. So it looks like there was a sea breeze today. At least where I was, there was a little bit of a sea breeze as well. So it looks like we got up to the upper 50s. The Islip was a lot cooler than the city. The city was quite warm. They were in the upper 50s generally, and it looks like they did have a sea breeze for much of the day. When you compare that to a place like New Jersey, which is where I was, we'll just look at Toms River here. Let's see how warm it got in Toms River, because I feel it was warm, but it did not hit 68 though. The city, let's see, got into the low 60s generally. So it was a little warmer there. You see though, there was a sea breeze. You can see that it got in the low 60s. If you were further inland, it was warmer. But now it's dropped off. So let's go look at some of the observations, and you'll notice a fire weather watch for Connecticut, and I'm surprised they haven't included Long Island and New Jersey in that, because we're going to have a dry week, and things are going to get drier and drier and drier. We're going to have some days where the winds are going to be up. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, I'm a little late because I wanted to make sure I got the latest models in. So let's go take a look at our highs for the day first, and you can see across Long Island, looks like upper 50s generally speaking. Out east it was more like mid 50s, but yeah, see, it was pretty warm here in central Nassau. I see a 65 over in so compared to that, to if you were on the South Shore, you only had upper 50s, so much better on the South Shore. Obviously in the middle of the island it was hotter, and then as we got into the city, it's 60. It's saying 66 at Central Park, but that's still well above normal. We'll check the climate readings because I thought I heard 68 when I was watching the news. And then making our way west into Jersey here. Let's see what the highs were here. And Toms River. Let's wait for that to load. And again, here we go again with this. This site is such a pain with their slow. So 64 in Toms River. Okay. If you went inland, it got even hotter. Upper 60s if you were inland. But at the shore, I did most of my walking east of the Parkway. It was actually a decent breeze. Wasn't too bad. So let's look at our lows now. And oh yeah, West Hampton got down to 21, so it got pretty chilly this morning again. We had mid 30s. The city obviously low 40s. And then let's see what we had in New Jersey, also below freezing in the Pine Barrens as well. Though West Hampton again takes the cake as the coldest spot, as it often does. It just gets really, really cold there at night. And it's pretty amazing actually. So let's say I'll show you how. And we probably stayed chilly there, probably for quite some time. Let's see, we were hovering around the low 20s after midnight. That's pretty impressive. So let's now go and look at. We looked at the satellite. Let's look at our weather map for the day, and you'll see here that we have a big, huge ridge across the eastern 2/3 of the country. But there is a stalled front south of Florida and an easterly flow that is bringing showers and so a lot of rain to Florida. We also have a system in the Pacific Northwest as well. So let's go to our statistics here before I forget here. And you can see the map here being well above normal here. But let's look at our climate statistics for the day. And we'll first start with islip. And islip was 59, so normal high is 56. So we were about, but the low is 33, so that got us about 2 degrees below normal, even though the high was 3 degrees above normal because the low is 6 degrees below normal. You'll note how little rain we've had as well this month, only 0.59 inches. And let's now go to Central Park. And Central Park got up to 68. Yes, so 68, that's 8 degrees above normal. And normal, the low is 42, but that evened out to about 3 degrees above normal. I'm sure Newark will be even hotter, 68 as well for Newark. So quite warm inland. If you were inland, you're quite warm today. But anyway, let's go to the Storm Prediction Center. And you'll see here, not too much going on with severe weather. Pretty quiet, actually. But the fire risk definitely is something we're going to have to watch. I'm surprised they haven't elevated it more. Actually, also considering how little snow we've had as well. The ground is pretty dry. So let's go to our. We still don't have that much of this. I was hoping we'd have more of the 0C GFS to look at, but unfortunately not. We'll have to use the 18Z. But let's go to the 18Z. And look at the upper air pattern and this huge ridge. And you can see this jet stream here. What a messed up looking jet stream this is. I mean, but you see this big ridge. I think you see this like going like this. I mean, what is that? That is totally weird. You generally see big ridge. That's going to mean the heat. And that's going to get even hotter as we get toward the end of the week. Look at that huge ridge there in the east. And then as we get toward later in the month, you'll see some troughiness and some unsettled type of weather moving in, including a couple of troughs there that with some cutoff lows perhaps that are involved. Not even, like I said, I'm not even going to bother looking at the euro because it's been so awful and there's really no reason to look at it. You see that ridge just build and build and build, and it's going to get even stronger as we get toward the end of this week. So a lot of above normal temperatures in store until we get toward the later part of the month. This kind of means we're going to be dealing with some above normal temperatures. So if we look at our temperature anomaly chart, you'll see as we get in there, you'll see as we head into your Tuesday, you see the above normal temperatures pretty much across a large part of the country there. And it gets really hot pink as we get toward Thursday. And that's really going to be when we're going to see Thursday and Friday. Look at that. I mean, that's almost like deep red. So it's going to be way above normal. It's going to be like summer weather, and it looks like Saturday too. So we're going to have like a little heat wave for the weekend. And still, Sunday we're still dealing with it. It's going to take until Monday to get rid of it. So this is going to be like an April heat wave. There's going to be a lot of records broken, I'm sure. So let's look at the surface map. And you see this big ridge here that's going to just sit over us don't be fooled by those isobars. Oh, you think they're coming from the northwest, but that air is just coming from the center part of the country and over us and then down the mountains. It'll be warming even further. And that, because of those isobars and the direction they're in, that's a westerly flow. And the sea breeze won't be able to be counted on until we get toward maybe Friday as well as into Saturday. And you see, no, not a whole lot of rain chances here. We would have to wait until maybe Sunday, a little night into Monday for some rain with a cold front that would come through. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of rain chances here. So it's very dry, and that's going to cause an elevated fire risk. So let's go take a closer look, and we will go to the HRRR model, which we certainly do have the 0Z running. There's no sense looking at this because it's showing a little bit of something for Wednesday. It's probably not going to be anything. But you see those isobars. Look at how tight they are. The winds are going to pick up, and that is definitely going to be a threat for fire. I think we'll definitely deal with some red flag warnings by the time we get toward Wednesday, I think. So let's look at our dew points and wind flow. And as you can see, light winds tonight. We have west winds, maybe some sea breezes in the afternoon, mainly for the South Shore only. And then Wednesday, west winds, completely west winds. May not be a sea breeze at all. Maybe a very little bit of one on the South Shore, but that's about it. So we go and we look at our temperature guidance here. Overnight, we're probably going to see lows not quite as cold as this morning, probably generally in the mid to upper 30s. And then tomorrow, yep, we get into the 70s tomorrow. Well, temperature's probably getting above 70 tomorrow from all of Long Island, probably, except for the even on the South Shore, it'll get there before probably low 70s, and then it will drop off later on in the afternoon and the evening with the sea breeze. But looking at the map, the sea breeze really never makes it to the urban wasteland that is the central Nassau. It does make it to Suffolk County, though. Jersey, forget about it. You're not going to see it either. And then it's going to stay mild overnight, not even going to cool off. And then we get even warmer for Wednesday. We're talking temperatures in the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, and probably low 80s if you're in New Jersey. You can see very little bit of a sea breeze there, just on the immediate South Shore, and that's it. That's all that there is. It's unbelievable, all right? So that's as much as I've got on the HRRR. If we want to go further, then we can go to the GFS, and again, we'll have to look at the 18Z run, and we'll look at our dew points and wind flow again, and you'll see, generally speaking, it's going to be mirroring what you saw in the HRRR, and you can see as we get toward Wednesday, you see a little bit of moisture in the air. Not a lot, but it's definitely not going to be dry, bone dry air. You'll have temperatures generally in the dew points generally in the. You see a little tug, and that's the thing we got to worry about with Wednesday is that could kick up the winds a little bit, and we'll have some dry. But then you see the moisture levels do increase, but generally with that wind off the land and sea, they don't really go that high. I mean, it's still something we're going to have to watch for. And then as we get into Saturday, you'll see the southerly flow there. So maybe there'd be more of a sea breeze on Saturday. And then here comes that front that would bring an end to this by Sunday night into Monday. And then we're just looking at dew points. So when we look at the temperatures, get ready to what we see. It's gonna be heating up. All right. So as we get into Thursday, first of all, lows at night are going to wind up being possibly above the normal high. And then here we are Thursday, probably blazing to around 80 degrees for most of us, if not warmer than that. I'm thinking probably low, maybe even mid-80s for sure for a lot of areas. It's going to be quite warm. And then it doesn't really cool off much at night, and then it gets even hotter for Friday. Again, we're going to be breaking 80 degrees. The sea breeze is very limited with that west wind, and it's going to be in mid-80s in Jersey, but it really won't be all that much cooler on Long Island because of the westerly winds. It's going to feel like you're in New Jersey, and then staying warm at night. And then here we are for Saturday. That's when we start seeing a little more of a sea breeze for Long Island, and still remaining very warm in New Jersey, and it's still remaining warm in New Jersey. So could have at least stacking 5 days in a row near 80 degrees in New Jersey, which is almost unheard of in April. And then you still see Monday a little warmth hanging on, and then we start seeing those temperatures drop. But you'll notice it still looks like it's going to be above normal as we get to. We have to wait until later because look at this, more heat starts to build as we get toward next week. So It looked like maybe we were going to get some cool downs, but you can see it looks like this April could be one of the warmest Aprils on record. Why not go for it already? We did it with January, and I think we came close in February. So why not in January doing the same darn thing? As the world burns. So let's look at the skies next, and you will see here as we look at the skies, and let me back this off through all the way down here. So there'll be more high clouds tomorrow moving, and you can see that kind of on the satellite. And Wednesday we'll also be dealing with more clouds around, and probably thicker clouds, so you might not see as much sunshine on Wednesday. That's the only thing that could hold the temperatures down. Tomorrow you'll still see a decent amount of sunshine, but there will be high clouds. And then those clouds by Thursday kind of looks like they push on to the east. So it looks like it could be plenty of sunshine for Thursday. And then Friday we'll see more clouds. And then as we get to the weekend, that's when our next chances for precipitation are. But again, they're not big chances. So let's use a higher resolution model for the sky, and that is the RGEM, which, don't have enough of the 8-0Z in, so we will just use the 18Z run. And you'll see as we go into tomorrow, you'll see it's showing that cirrus, though it's not going to be a whole lot of it. It's really not actually showing as much as I thought it was, so it might still wind up being fairly sunny tomorrow, probably. It's Wednesday that we'll see, I think, maybe the thicker clouds, but RGEM is not really showing a whole lot of it. It seems to be the GFS that seems to be showing it, so yeah, I don't be surprised if you don't have that many clouds on Wednesday, and that could set the stage for it being very warm. And then as we go into Thursday, obviously, no clouds at all. I mean, it's possible you could have a very nice sky, though I think it would tend to be hazy with such warm temperatures, but, maybe not. Again, this is air that's coming from the center of the country, and it's just going around the ridge. It's almost coming from the southwest and going around the ridge, so it's just warm, dry air, very warm, dry air. So let's go to the Climate Prediction Center and look at our outlook here. 6 to 10 day outlook. No surprise. It's above normal in the northeast. You have the below normal in the middle, upper Midwest, actually down almost through Texas. And above normal in the southwest. Precipitation is slightly above normal on the 6 to 10 day, oddly enough. And then it goes below normal on the 8 to 14 day, and then we see our temperatures drop as well. So it's going to be a warm week, and it's going to be record-breaking, and definitely some fire risks out there to be concerned about. And again, fire on Long Island and the Pine Barrens here can only help them at this point, considering how dire the situation is with the beetles. But anyway, that is going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.